Hello guys, my name is Mandy. Today for our mental health and wellness craft, we are going to make a pumpkin paper craft. And the way this will be modified for mental health and wellness is it's going to give us an opportunity to create and make something that we can reflect on over this busy season, things that we are grateful for and thankful for. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we're going to do is we have a template here of what's going to be our stem and leaf for our pumpkin. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and cut those out here. Now this craft is from Tools to Grow, which is an online site for primarily pediatric therapists to access for a variety of skills. And I'm going to adapt it today for our mental health and wellness component. Go ahead and finishing out cutting. And we'll get right in here in just a second and I will show you what we're going to do to help us make this craft fit for our mental health and wellness. So now we've got what's part of going to be our base and our stem. I'll show you here so you can see this. This is going to be a fold line and this is going to be a hole punch line. Before we get started with that, we're going to go ahead and take this and use a pencil here and we're just going to roll it all the way up, one side skinnier than the other, tight little wrap like this, slide this right out, and we'll set this to the side. Next thing we've got to do is we are going to take our hole punch and get this little guy right here, right. We will fold on this dotted line. Okay, there's that. And we'll reach back for our stem over here. You can see it's come out just a little bit, so we'll take a minute here to wrap this a little tighter. That pencil roll just gets it going for us to be able to wrap. And so now we'll just slide this right on through. And this will be for something that's going to hold the pumpkin together at the top. It can be a little tricky to fit, but we will get it. All right. This will be good for now. I'm going to set this to the side and we'll get to the pieces for our pumpkin. Now, one of the things that we can do, this is going to be something that can be completed for really kids of all ages, probably maybe starting around 4 or 5, and then this can be used for adults as well. And what we're going to do is we have these strips here, which are going to make up our pumpkin. And what we're going to do is we are going to list 8 things that we are thankful for, write them on each strip, and then these will be the pieces of our pumpkin. So for example, I would write one thing I'm thankful for on this first line is my family. So I would take a moment here, write family, like so, and then just fill out the rest with whatever the person feels they are thankful for. Family, friends, their significant other, community groups, maybe their favorite foods, their school, pets, anything can go on here. Anything to help us reflect on what we are thankful for in a busy season. So let's go ahead and get back to cutting out the pumpkin. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut out each strip first. Now I like to cut this out as a whole first and then do it into strips. Right. Almost there. Okay. So here's what we have so far. And I am going to go ahead and just add a few other things on here so you guys can see what this will look like a little bit further. So I'm going to go ahead and write family, friends, my pets, school, maybe a teacher if it's a child, or maybe a favorite class or an adult. And then foods, I do love my foods. I have good health, I'm thankful for my good health. And then I'm happy to be able to go to a movie or something I'm thankful for. Maybe I love going to restaurants. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this out all the way. So it can look about like this. And then we'll just cut each strip off. So 1 second while I finish that up. And as we're completing this with our patient or client, we can discuss, why are you thankful for these things? Can you tell me about any experiences that you have had with what you're thankful for? So tell me about your family. What are some things that you love about your family that you are thankful for or grateful for that they do for you or you do with them, just to help keep us mindful and build those mental health muscles for us. All right, I've almost got this all the way cut. Just a few more. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to line these all up stack these all up. Let me see if I can show you here. Just one on top of the other, just like this. I'm going to line them all up, making strips. And we'll get there. Almost. Until it looks about like this. Everything's lined up here together, nice and neat. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a hole on each side. So right here down at the end, about 1 inch in, we will make one. We'll use our hole puncher. Hopefully we can squeeze all the way through and make one hole at one time. Might need both hands for this. All right, I got it. And of course, if that's not possible, we can just take a few off at a time, doing our best to keep them aligned. So same thing on the opposite side. And these are going to be what's going to secure our pumpkin into place here in just a moment. So just a reminder on what this is going to look like. This is what this is going to look like when we get done here. I always love to keep a model available so that we can have an idea about what we're going for and what we're going to be doing. Now, as you guys remember, we have written on the outside, so we can choose, are these words going to be something that is visible from the outside, or are these going to be things that we can see from the inside? So that's going to be up to your patient or client, whatever their preference is. Some people may like to have it displayed that way, and then some people may just want it to be able to look at it from afar and just see the craft and not see all of the writing. All right, next thing we're going to do is we are going to secure one of these ends into, like with a brad or something, so that it can hold it in position. So let me get that secured really quickly. I didn't have a brad when I completed this earlier with the patient, so what I did use was a pipe cleaner, and that seemed to work fine. Just brads are a little bit hard to come by. We're not necessarily always in our craft supplies as therapists, so we can make do and accommodate where we have to or where we need to. All right, so I've got something in here that's going to secure this in place. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to fan these out, 4 on one side and 4 on the other, in kind of just an array. All right, here we go. So it's going to look a little bit like this. Now, as you can see, some of the words are on the outside. So if you choose, if your person wants to see their words for everyone to see, they can put them on the outside, and if not, they can put them towards the inside. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lay this flat. So we've put them in even spacing as much as we can. Again, this is just personal preference. It's not going to make or break the situation if they're not perfectly spaced. All right, so I've got mine set up here. And the next thing, now that we've got this situated, what we're going to do is we are going to take our stem right here and our leaf, remember that from the beginning, and we're going to use it to secure each of these, let's see, hold this up for you, each of these strips into these orange strips. So let me just take this down just a little bit so you can see. All right, so here we go. We're just going to pull these up into position, and this should hold it. It's not too tricky. You may have to adjust the stem a little bit as you go. Right. Go. We're really making some progress here. You can see how it's starting to come into shape. Just going to keep following the same pattern of pushing the bottom of the stem through the hole punch down here. There we go. We're almost done. We've got one more. And there we are. Here is our gratitude pumpkin, or our thankful pumpkin. We can set this out. It's really fun to spin. Also, and then on the inside we have our words, and on the outside we have our decorative pumpkin. You can set this anywhere. So this is the craft I've chosen for our mental health and wellness. I hope you guys love it. And if you have any questions, Tools to Grow has this pumpkin craft with instructions and lovely pictures to follow if this is something that you're interested in. Thank you.